So I got this big speargun rubber powered slingshot crossbow thing that I made a few years ago. It's a real beast. I just clocked it in. 205 pounds of draw weight. Initially, I'd made it with the sick intention of being able to grab a, just a normal pack of 9-inch nails from the hardware store, and stick them right in and just be able to send them down range as they are through a big piece of plywood. Now, unfortunately, the aerodynamics of a big nail doesn't really allow for that, of course, but the power is there. I at least accomplished that. If you're close enough that the nail's not all tumbling through the air and everything, you're poking holes through some plywood, that's for sure. But here's a little brain game for you. We got 4 of these 3/4-inch spear gun rubbers, all this power. If I'm able to do that with that big, heavy, clunky nail, what do you think I could do with a real crossbow bolt? They just weigh absolutely nothing, just designed, engineered for blistering speed. How fast do you think this will go coming out of this thing? 1,000,000 miles an hour? 1 billion? What if I told you almost the exact same speed as 7 office rubber bands on both sides? How strange, right? Unless you actually know something about archery. It's pretty common knowledge. Draw weight just does not necessarily equal string speed. It's weird, but not really. And as we can see from trying to replicate that nail shot with the rubber bands, these spear gun rubbers are engineered for strength, but not speed. It's just not what they're made for. So sorry to anybody who had big dreams of, making something similar to this, only it's got 10 spear gun rubbers on both sides and you'll be able to shoot a fighter jet out of the sky. That's probably not gonna happen, but we do have some good news. A long time ago, somebody much smarter than me realized that if you've got enough draw weight, you can actually sacrifice it and magically convert it into string speed using a little something called mechanical advantage. That's what we're gonna be messing with today. Here you go. Hope you guys like it. You know who that is? That's you. Just browsing the internet, hoping no one's gonna see you. Pretty crazy, huh? Do you know who that is? No, over there. You can't see? Let me help you out. That's me on the internet using NordVPN. Well, as there's a very real arms race going on, and I'm not talking about at your local CrossFit gym. I'm talking about every waking moment. Hackers, corporations, government agencies, are doing everything they possibly can, coming up with new and creative ways to get their stinky, grubby little hands on your personal private information. So honest question, why in the world would you settle for a VPN that's not putting in equal effort to adapt and evolve to meet this ever-changing threat? Because I found a VPN that's actually $5 cheaper. You're gonna be cursing that $5 when Joe Biden steals your identity and now you can't even go to Thanksgiving dinners because he's there and everyone thinks it's you. No, but guys, NordVPN was already so worth it when the only thing they were doing was encrypting your IP address so you could just browse the internet in perfect camouflage, if you will. But wouldn't you know it, NordVPN says, oh, you like being normal safe? Well, too bad. You're gonna be triple safe now with Threat Protection Pro and Dark Web Monitor. Threat Protection Pro is gonna scan any downloads or links you're clicking on, let you know immediately if there's any malware, totally block it. They'll even completely block websites that are even known for phishing or scams or anything like that. But equally as important, Dark Web Monitor, you turn it on, it's gonna continually scan known hacker hotspots and let you know immediately if your personal information goes up for sale. Guys, there's literally never been a better time to try NordVPN. It's gonna be a special deal up front, plus 4 months free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. But I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. TYVM NordVPN for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to it. Can I not safely assume everybody here knows you can multiply your force output with a pulley? We've all seen the Smarter every day, right? Look, I've got a 35-pound weight here. Ugh, too heavy. I don't want to lift that. So I attach a pulley to the weight. In this case, it's this low friction ring. I attach one end of a rope to an overhead stationary object. I run that rope through the pulley. So now if I pull the other end of this rope, obviously I'm lifting the weight off the ground, but I'm only pulling with 17.5 pounds of force. So basically the pulley allows you to make a deal with the weight where you say, look, sorry weight, you're too heavy. I don't want to pick you up. How about I have to pull twice as far as I want you to move? For every 1 foot that you move, I have to pull 2 feet. But here's the deal, weight. You have to be half as heavy, okay? You gotta work with me here. And the weight basically says, I could do that. And that's how physics works. So everybody knows this, we all understand this, but What a lot of people don't consider is that this whole setup, this little deal with the weight, it actually works in reverse too. Because if the end of the rope has to travel 2 feet for the pulley to travel 1 foot, well, what happens if that pulley pulls 1 foot? The end of the rope has to travel 2 feet. So what happens if I'm the weight? What if I yank that pulley at 100 feet per second? How fast does this end of the rope have to be moving to keep up with that pulley? 200 feet per second. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you convert draw weight into string speed using mechanical advantage. It is gonna cut your draw weight in half. Remember, your weight gets cut in half. So that's why, oh my gosh, so big brain. You start out with 200% of the draw weight that you actually need, so that once the pulley cuts your draw weight in half down to 100%, ooh, you're getting full draw weight as well as double the string speed. Gosh. Big pulley guy. I like pulleys. So here's the concept before the prototype. This is the more or less the thing that's been rattling around in my brain for a couple of weeks. As you can see, it's so simple, but so stinking effective. I mean, half the spear gun rubber, a quarter of the draw weight, and like double the penetration. Yeah, I'll take those numbers. I'll take them any day. Concept approved. We're moving on to the prototype. Now, as excited as I was about that concept though, this was actually the first time ever that I made a prototype that was so ugly that it literally almost made me quit the whole entire build. I was so close to just deciding to do something else. Kind of looks like I was trying to make a big slingshot. Well, I was, but not like this. If you can't see what's going on here, you picture what was on the table. It's pretty much like if I picked that up and just put it on my arm. But yeah, immediately as soon as I cut this out of the plywood, I was like, if the finished project looks anything like this, I can't show this to people. I can't take it. It's too embarrassing. It immediately cast me into a malaise, an absolute melancholy. But after a few hours of depressed YouTube scrolling, I thought, you know what? It is a prototype, okay? Let's just get things moving and we'll think about how it looks later. So I slapped together some really super weak bands out of some latex tubing. I just wanted to kind of feel how it would like feel. And you know what? Thank God that I did, because as absolutely hideous as this thing was, being able to actually draw it out and shoot it, I was like, you know what? I got something here. I can't give up yet. I fired up the welder, started sticking stuff together, and this here is what I came out with. I gotta say, marginally better. You know, it doesn't look like a finished project. I would say this is the semi-final iteration, but what I'm super happy about is that it's completely functional and demonstrates that my concept is like really onto something, I think. Honestly, when you draw it back, it's got like a really cool like Transformers kind of thing going on. All right, so we got a whisker biscuit, my first time ever using one of those in a build. The fletchings do just kind of barely sit inside of it when it's knocked. If I just tighten the bowstring a little bit, it wouldn't do that, but I get more draw length like this. So I guess a finished iteration would probably just have the whisker biscuit a little further. I have Dyneema for the cord. This stuff is really, really, what's the word? Rigid? There's no stretch to it. Dyneema is like what actual crossbow strings are made out of, and I think this particular cord has a breaking strength of like 1,050 pounds, so I think we'll probably be good. And I got the low friction rings to use as pulleys, of course. I'm still kind of undecided on them. I mean, clearly they work very well, but I do wonder if I could get more speed using like a nylon roller bearing or something, because I do have some. The only thing I can think of is they're just like very, 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 very slightly heavier than these things. These things weigh almost nothing, and that's kind of why I was using these instead of these bearings. I might have to just give it a try and see what happens. But even without that, I waxed the string with that accelerator crossbow string wax. So not only can the low friction rings spin, but the string can also slide over the surface of it. So, you know, it could be perfect. Who knows? I think in the next iteration, I'll probably try the bearings. I've got the brace with this leather belt, and the handle is just some 1-inch pipe. This baby's clocking in at 189 feet per second, which, hey, it's no compound bow. To be honest, I was shooting for 200. I knew I wasn't gonna, you know, be up there in the 300, 400 range. But to see that I could take the most notoriously slow slingshot rubber out there and get almost 200 feet per second out of it, could not be more happy with this experiment. This has been pretty awesome. I think the finished design, ooh, with a paint job, nice clean paint job. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it. So that's about all I got for today. Also, really cool news. I'm full-time YouTube now. My wife is gonna be full-time, staying home, looking after the baby. I finally get to be the breadwinner, the sole breadwinner, I should say, just as God intended. That means a whole lot more videos coming soon. It's all I'm gonna be doing all day long now. Hey, if you're not subscribed, this is the time to do it. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.